Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. My name is Dheeraj Choudhary and today we will be building the Cloud Disaster Recovery Guide, a GenAI powered AWS PartyRock app designed to help you plan and execute disaster recovery strategies for your cloud infrastructure. So using role and context based prompt, we will ensure the AI tailors the advice based on your specific roles, whether you are a system admin, business continuity planner, or IT manager. So stick around as I will show you how this app personalizes disaster recovery plan, ensuring your cloud infrastructure is resilient and ready for any challenges coming your way. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. So without wasting much time, let's start building. So guys, today we are going to create a AWS PartyRock application for another interesting industry level use case that I have been working upon in my past, that is cloud disaster recovery planning. So if you are a working professional who have experience into cloud, you always know that there are big companies, they have a norm where they have to have a disaster recovery plan by default. Because if the application is a business critical application, for example, if it is an Amazon website or Flipkart or some other XYZ e-commerce website, if it goes down for a few minutes also, there is a huge business loss. So for this kinds of business critical application, there is always a disaster recovery plan. So for example, suppose if my services of cloud are hosted in one specific city, and if that city data center goes down where it is hosted, it should not stop the application should be up and running. So we have to spread it accordingly into multiple availability zones or multiple cities or multiple region. So activities like natural calamities and other different kinds of activities which happens, which is not in the control of humans, can impact your working environment. So a proper cloud disaster recovery planning is important for that. So for creating this tool, what I'm going to do is I am going to write a role and context based prompt in which I am going to tell AWS PartyRock that I need this specific application. So based on the input that I want to provide, and it will generate the cloud disaster recovery plan. So it works like a guide for me, and if I have any queries in its generated plan that it gives, it will give me a chatbot where I can go ahead and ask the questions. So let me go ahead and take you to the query. So this is the role and context based query that I have. So if you see the first line, you are a cloud disaster recovery planning advisor. We have assigned a role to our AI. Then we are providing the context. Your role is to assist organization in developing and implementing a tailored cloud disaster recovery strategy based on their specific needs. And those specific needs are listed below, that is cloud provider, current infrastructure, critical application and workloads, a recovery time that we are looking for, a recovery point objective, then the budget that we have, the compliance requirement, and the security needs. So we are going to take into consideration all of them before creating a disaster recovery plan based on user requirement. So let's do one thing. Let me jump to AWS PartyRock and run this specific prompt that we have created, and it will generate an application for us. So we are in PartyRock. I will go ahead and click on generate app. In this generate app, I am going ahead and putting the prompt that I had. So in this, I will just try to provide to some details so that it captures all these user inputs properly and nothing has been missed. So let me go ahead and click on generate. So now it is going ahead and creating the application that we are looking for. So let's see what has been created. Okay, budget and compliance, infrastructure, recovery objectives. So as part of recovery objectives, it has kept both the recovery objectives together. So instead of creating multiple different apps, we can have it. So right now it has created infrastructure documentation where we can provide our infrastructure information. Actually, instead of this, let me go ahead and click on edit. We won't require this, so I am going to make it short. Over here I will say, okay, as current infrastructure. Save. So this is my current infrastructure, and this I don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this widget, and it's deleted. And for that, what I'm going to do is we are going to actually start with our cloud provider. That is this. That is cloud provider. Then we are going to have the current infrastructure that we have. Then we are going to talk about the recovery objectives, the critical workloads that we have. So let me just bring this also over here. Okay. Okay, understood. And as I have made some changes, so I will go ahead and update that too. So I have brought it here. DR planning assistant. So this is the chatbot, guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do is over here we have infrastructure documentation. Instead of this, we are going to say current current infrastructure. Save it. So this is fixed. Okay, let me go ahead and just make it small. And part of current infrastructure, we can give some example. So when you guys are using it, it will be easy for you. So I'm giving a placeholder for better understanding that what exactly this field is. So this is the recovery objectives that we have. So let's start putting our sample. So over here, I am going ahead and providing AWS. My current infrastructure is going to be a hybrid environment with critical workloads. So this is going to be my current infrastructure. So RTO and this I am going to provide. So I'm going to provide for RTO, that is 4 hours for RTO, and I'm going to provide 15 minutes for RPO, that is recovery point objective. So as part of recovery point objective, I will just use 15 minutes, and over here I'm going to take 14 hours. You can change it based on your requirements. Now as part of the critical workloads, so in critical workload we have we will say that as part of critical workload we have a private cloud with Kubernetes orchestration. Okay, then we have to provide the budget and the compliance. So as part of the budget, I am going to say that this much budget is allocated for the implementation, and as part of the compliance, I am going to say that we must comply the SOC 2 type of requirements over here. So this is what we all have. Now let me go ahead and run it. So before running it, what I can do is let me update it. Okay, let me keep as it is and click on run. So on the left hand side, it will do the infrastructure analysis. It says the current infrastructure is on premise, and these are the critical workloads that we have, that is AWS components and DR challenges, data synchronization, network connectivity, recovery, time objectives, security, opportunities. So it is actually doing the analysis of all the details that we have provided. Now this has been provided to this, and based on this output, it is going ahead and creating a DR strategy plan. So in this, it says that as part of this DR strategy plan, DR architectural design should be, first it says primary site is going to be on premise, then DR site, then disaster recovery site is going to be AWS. So at the current moment, we have given our existing workload is hosted on premise instead of this. That's why it is saying. Then it is saying about data replication, how we are going to replicate our data. Then it is talking about network configuration, that what all network configurations are required. Then it comes to the implementation phase, where it is talking about the budget, because we gave some money within which we have to get it implemented. So now it is talking about the budget. So for infrastructure setup, we are going to spend this much, and it has categorized that. Then for data replication, then for automation and testing, and the disasters declaration that we have to do, and the recovery steps. What are the recovery steps we are going to follow? So whenever there is a disaster, so from on-premise, when it's going to go on cloud, what are the steps which are going to come into picture? Then what are the quarterly tests that we need to perform? So usually when we have a DR environment, there is a housekeeping activity which comes on, where during off business hours they try to migrate it to the DR site and bring it back to the original site. So this is a kind of activity to know that all the configurations are in sync and it is not breaking anything. So this is kind of housekeeping activity which keeps on going on. So it is saying that we can do it on quarterly basis. And then it talks about the SOC2 requirements. So based on that, what all things we are going to take care of as part of this DR strategy plan. So this is the cost breakup, the recovery time, the data loss prevention, and the DR team that we would require, and the monthly and quarterly testing which is there. So it is a detailed DR recovery plan. So first over here, it actually picks all the information that we have provided over here in infrastructure analysis. It provides this analysis to the DR strategy planner. Then it plans the DR strategy based on the input which has been provided. That is how this disaster recovery planner helps you to create your disaster recovery plan based on your specific requirements. Thanks for watching and checking out the AWS PartyRock GenAI based app. I hope you are excited to try it out and see how easy it can be to use AWS and GenAI to create something fun and unique based on your prompt and your unique ideas. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I would love to help you out. Stay tuned for more videos and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.